Alright, guys, so, uh, yeah, I actually look better without these. No wonder I was told to get these by a certain someone, not told to, but, oh, your eyesight is bad, and, But actually, some guy in China did these glasses for me. They've lasted, pretty good, actually. Think I was dating Ashley at the time, or not dating. I never date, but I was with her at the time. And anyway, true lies and humility and a lot of things I want to talk about, man. But first of all, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I had no fucking idea because I hadn't really followed the guy. I know who Charlie Kirk is, and I've heard his stuff, and I've heard his stuff occasionally. It's not that I listen to him all the time. It's not that maybe a couple of podcasts or whatever. But I didn't agree with everything he said, especially about a certain country. However, he was starting to notice the truth. What happened? They shot him. All he was doing was speaking at a Trump event, or I don't even know what event that was, and they got him. With Trump, basically, I believe. They tried it twice, and he had to make a compromise behind the scenes, which is why if you're seeing what is going on right now, Trump doesn't criticize a certain country, and that's fine, he's doing a lot of good. He can't change everything. And if he criticizes a certain little country in the Middle East, he's going to lose his authority pretty quickly. And the Russia-Ukraine thing, he can't control Russia. But fucking, Charlie Kirk, and anybody, that it's not like, guys like that at a certain level when they speak. Now, he may not have high-level security and all that, but, I'm sure there was some security at that event, something. Now the FBI can't find the shooter. Now apparently the guy arrested is not the shooter. Give me a fucking break. With CCTVs all over the motherfucking place, you can't find a shooter. It's clear. It's clearly done by a certain country in the fucking Middle East that doesn't want people like any masculine man talking out. Why do you think our last YouTube channel got banned? Why do you think I keep? Anybody that says things like this. You see guys like Fuentes and Andrew Tate and all these. You see them now, but you hadn't seen them pre-COVID, 10 or 15 years. And Fuentes, for the past 20 years, when he was basically shadow banned, and he still is actually, basically banned everywhere, payment processing taken, all for speaking out against the system. Okay, you speak out against the system, they take it. They're brutal. They hate your money, and first, it's very simple. They offer you a compromise. You either change your messaging, or we're going to ban you, or, if they can't ban you, they'll offer you some money. If you don't take that, then they'll come after you. They'll take your money. They'll take your income, And then if that doesn't work, then it's a bullet. And but really, yeah, rest in peace. People make, I have had death threats making. Literally not once, but 5. I don't even want to name all the people, but I have had death threats made against me for an anti-feminist, anti-4B move video I made on the last channel that got banned. Now, the only guy that actually, he didn't really mean it. But that guy, though, he didn't really mean it. I knew when he was saying, he was just, people went, liberals and cucks went. But if somebody repeatedly says something, the real G's don't say anything, they just do it. But if somebody repeatedly says something like, all these school shooters and like you look at their Facebooks and all that before, they've been repeatedly saying, I hate this group, I'm going to do this, do that, and that continues, then they're probably eventually going to do something. But if, in his case, it was just, Raul, then, a couple of years later, he's like, I take that back, Uh, he's all right. But, it is these same kind of people, and I'm not talking about him specifically, I'm saying, in general, the left, actually, liberals, cucks. They're liars by default, man. By default, these people are liars. They talk about you all day behind your back. Then when it comes to you up front, people like you, or maybe, people like, the right or whatever you call it. I don't know. The right is so splintered now. They act like, we never spoke about you behind your back, but they do. It's obvious. It's clearly obvious. Then you question them on things and they won't answer questions, Humility, how does that, True Lies. Yeah, I still remember that movie, man. True Lies. I remember a teacher saying, you guys are so smart. But humility, let's just, talk humility first, because all these topics are intermeshed together. I was going to talk about it yesterday, but I just, I did some write-ups and all that. But at this point, my site has so many write-ups that, well, we had a lot of videos too on the last channel, but, I'm not, it is what it is. But humility, you have all these in fitness and, even in life, like people keep telling you to be humble. People keep telling you not to brag. But these people are usually losers that have accomplished fuck all in their life. Like, here's a very simple question. Why would you not want to brag? If you worked hard for something, like my sexy body, my genetics, I wrote about this yesterday, is terrible. Horrible physical genetics, one side of the body, longer than the other. Never taught anything about exercise, constantly bullied at both home mentally and at school physically. It's not called playing the victim. These are the facts I've given you. I'll give you, read them on the site. Fact A, Fact B, Fact C, Fact D. It ain't playing the victim, bro. I don't need to do that. I'm not a victim. I never was. Dr. Lecter was, but it's not, anytime, you point out facts, these same people will say, oh, he's playing the victim, while they, gaslight and use all kinds of insidious techniques, which they think you can't see through. But if let's take fitness as an example. Why would you not brag about it? First of all, if you don't brag, no one's going to notice you. Yeah, you may, you look at someone like an Usain Bolt, he didn't brag before he won the Olympics or whatever, I think it was 9 seconds or, that race. But he did, I'm sure he did that. What do you call that? Bragging or celebrating? This is again middle class mentality. These people that tell you don't brag are, they're the closet pedophile types. They're the closet church preachers that actually, up front they look, oh, we're so humble, we're this, we're that. But they rape, they molest kids behind the scenes. It's the quiet ones that you got to worry about. It's not the upfront, so-called arrogant ones. If I was this arrogant, I wouldn't walk with common, people keep telling me it's beneath your status to walk on the roads, it's beneath your status to talk to girls. Of course, to talk to, I don't know, girls from lower classes or whatever. People keep telling me this, and, I don't even talk. But, of course, they tell me because they're jealous I get the girls. But then I tell them, I talk to rich girls all the time. You should see their expressions turn to stone. Because those rich people wouldn't give them the time of day if they begged for it. These girls, these rich girls, they pay for me. So that's just an example of if I was truly this arrogant and, Paula wouldn't be calling me an emperor if I was that arrogant. All these girls wouldn't be, all these people, not just girls, people wouldn't be, I've got a picture of myself on my mobile phone, and I was getting two new phones the other day, and fucking, emperors don't change cards and all that bullshit. So I gave him the phone. I'm like, you do it, because you had to put these damn cards in, and he looks at my picture, and most people would be like, I'm gonna change it before, and it wasn't a nude picture, it wasn't, but it was just me like this, completely relaxed, and the way he was looking at me, man, it was like it was like closet cock, typical, But these same humble people are the ones that are neither here nor there. They are the people that want to kill you. Let me be very honest. All these death threats I get are from these middle-class fat buffoons with no money, no prospects of going anywhere. They're so humble that they purchase, I'll give you an example. X, which is, we'll talk about X in a minute. It's a cesspit these days. I did the blue tick thing on X, exponential account growth. Then a bunch of liberals reported me, account got banned, whatever. But then after that, I never, it was a 3 month, well, it was originally a 6 months thing. And then, 3 months, whatever, it got canceled, whatever. But the guy I forced off of X, basically, and I'm not going to get into the history, then he comes back on X because he can't, he loves the drama on there, he can't stay away. And of course, Emperor Sir, he can't stay away from looking at Emperor Sir. And then, he's back on his blue tick thing, and he constantly keeps talking about being humble and, and he's fat, he's out of shape, can't really do pull-ups, all that, blah, 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 the typical loser, doesn't have any money, other than what his family, yeah, he may have some. But, and he purchases blue ticks to get followers. So why do you purchase a blue tick? You're so humble, why do you want more followers, I was wondering, I was looking at the guy's account the other day, and, I figured he purchased a blue tick again, because that artificially boosts you like it did before in the results, and that's a double-edged sword. And you found that out the hard way the other day, the last time. But where's the humility there? Nobody, these people that say humble, humble, humble are fucking liars. They're lying to you. They want it. But they know they're not going to get it because they're too lazy. They're not just too lazy. They're too lazy. They're incompetent. And they'll never, and they're not willing to maintain. Lazy, incompetence, all this can be fixed by one thing. Ultimately, action solves all. If you outwork your competition, I keep talking about this. Brute force resolves all. It may take years and years. It may take you 20 years. But ultimately, you'll get there. Brute force, Russia versus Ukraine. Russia waited, China, 100 years of humiliation, But they never gave up, They kept pushing. Ultimately, for men, especially guys like me that are honest, that, don't take bullshit from, society, feminists, liberals, you gotta force an outcome for anybody. An emperor doesn't just become an emperor. He has to do something to become that, right? Genghis Khan didn't just become a legend without fighting, you have to do something. And, it's I mean, raw action solves every fucking problem. Ultimately, you gotta force the outcome. It's that simple. By hook or by crook, you gotta win. And these people just don't have it in them. No persistence, no discipline, no dedication. Second, in this day and age, being humble, you might as well be, you might as well say, goodbye to your business or your hobby or whatever the hell it is, because nobody's humble. Promotion is never humble. You know, uh, this is why I keep getting called. He's one hell of a promoter, marketer. Mastered the art of self promotion, and all these kind of things. But it's a double-edged coin, because these people get jealous with the money I make and my pre-sales and all that, and yeah, it's these humble sorts are the ones that want to kill you. Remember that, okay? I mean, it's it's not the guy. I mean, guys like me, when I view these people like these liberal, middle class, so-called neither here nor there people talking garbage, I just ask them questions, and they get pissed off and they won't answer them. And I just then say, all right, fine, whatever, don't answer it. Then they don't, but I'm not going to, I've never once made death threats. I don't even use the word hate. I never use the word death. I don't believe in it. And yeah, I mean, second point with regard to humility, again, I asked you a question. Why would you not want to brag? If you're, look at me, sexy as hell. I get all the girls I want. I get what I want. If I don't get it, I work till I have it. Why would I not want to brag about that? It's natural. I mean, why does a peacock in nature, have you ever seen a fucking peacock? Why does it, why does the male peacock preen? It's showing off. I mean, bragging is a very masculine trait. Now these females, no, it's not a feminine trait, it's a masculine trait. And so if whatever it is, fitness, life, whatever it is that that you're better at, commando pull-ups. They are one of the toughest style of pull-ups to do slowly. They really hit this and this. I hadn't done them for fucking years. Then I got this idea to do them. Commando, let's go. All guns blazing. And I don't know if given what happened to, but then I did them. And, I did them, and I'll do them again. And so that's the question. Why would you not want to brag? Nobody will notice you if you don't brag. On the other hand, you buy blue ticks and you're constantly on your phone, on social media. If you really wanted to be humble, why are you doing that? Answer me that. Because you want to push your point of view. You want to be big. Hey, let's face it, but you're not going to be. It's that simple. You're not going to be, because everybody can see through bullshit. It's not the guy that everybody loves. It's the guy everyone loves to hate that is usually really honest, and the people, they'll never admit they follow him, but they do follow him. Bragging. Then, I mean, if you've done something worthy, why would you not want to brag? And then coming back to, lying. A lot of people say, again, we'll talk about, I mean, we've spoken about lies before. A certain country in the Middle East, I'm not even going to mention which one, is number one at spreading them. The middle class is number one at spreading lies and psyops and, feminists and cucks. I mean, in short, 99% of people are great at spreading all kinds of bullshit lies about everything. But let's get back to fitness, since I wrote about this yesterday. You have fitness influencers that say, and we all know who he was referring to, but rippling muscle that behind, because of my back muscles here, real time, it ripples. I hit these guys cannot stand the fact that I used to be fat and I was still very sexy. Does this look to you like I need a fucking sandwich? I mean, if I needed a sandwich, my chest would be caved in. I'd be looking like a fucking survivor from, I don't know, so-called concentration camps. This is called lean, mean, sexy. This is what you want. This is what everybody wants. I mean, this is what every girl wants. Deal with it. It's not like, and plus, I know you like to make me a sandwich, but bitch, go make me a steak. I don't eat sandwiches. Make me a steak. I mean, I eat like a fucking animal because I am one. It was funny, my last housemate, she was like, how can you live like this? Because I didn't clean, and she hadn't come, and I was like, what do you think of this? I asked her, and she's like, just like an animal. That's what you gotta be. And look, so fitness-wise, and they say they sell you lies, and indirectly, that I sell you lies on rippling muscle when hey. Society is so gay, psyoped, and fat. You are so used to seeing people with big bellies, and especially men, and even women, parading them around. Even women. But it's more men, but even women, they parade like, they walk like this, like this. And they parade their big bellies as if it's some show of fucking honor. Some badge of honor, to be fat, to be out of shape, and they call me skinny. Then I challenge them to a fight. They don't want to do it. And, the fact of the matter is, what I tell you worked. The fact of the matter is, if I was really all that skinny. Now I got this sexy yellow skin, and my phone, I have the yellow color accentuated, so I look even sexier on video. Hey, I'm the best at self-promotion. I love it. But this is me in real life, man. I mean, you can't, I used to do these dark-ass videos. I used to have and then people whine, oh, if you feel the need to video yourself in the dark. So you can't satisfy these people. But that's it. What I promote, if you look at ancient Greek gods, they were built exactly like me. Maybe they had a little more here, a little more, but not a lot. But you look at their backs, you look at their ass. I've spoken about this before. Slaves in ancient Rome, they used to test this, and the legs, That's what counts, the back of the body, which is why I have those pull-up shots. I even, got one framed for myself. It's on, a fridge magnet or whatever. You think that's skinny? You're a fucking idiot. You think I'm selling lies based on that? You're a motherfucking bozo. I mean, that's just that simple, because that's what everyone wants. Martial artists. My dad made this comment of, oh, you have 2 mirrors in your room like Bruce Lee and, like Enter the Dragon and all that. Well, I can't help it because, one was pre-installed, and I can't take it, but it's not because of that, but I do practice my kicks and all that, but, and I do preen, I do, just say like that, and, hey, have it, use it, but, and we'll talk about, women flaunt their bodies, all this, all the time. Does one person tell them that they're bragging? No, women, it's okay to brag. You can, but men can't? Why the fuck? Anyway, lies. Uh, that's martial artist body, man. I mean, you look at a martial artist, you have muscles rippling like a snake under the skin, essentially. And then I mean, now I don't do martial arts all day. I mean, I work all day, which, and part of that is my training. I don't train all day either. I mean, so it's not lies, it's what you want, and you're too fucking lazy to get it. And if me, with my terrible physical and the fitness is just one example, can get it, then you are the one spreading lies about, it's okay to have a different body type. Yeah, I have a different body type. This arm is longer than that. Fucking this shoulder has a problem. I don't even have, cartilage, in this part of the knee left, fucking, I got all the body. I mean, but you're the one spreading lies, saying it's okay to be fat, have a different body type, this and that. Not me. You're the liar, not me. I mean, then it's like, and these people are all very upset that my products are expensive and this and that. Well, I mean, you can offer something to someone for $200 or $2. The guy that buys it for $200 is not going to complain. He's going to actually read the book. He's going to actually do what you tell him. He's not going to be a price ranker. He's going to understand that this, value costs money. You give it to him for $2, he's going to ask you, can you give it to me for $1.99? Oh, but can you give it to me for 99 cents? I got this at the dollar store for 99 cents. So with these blue light specials that constantly whine about how much money I make or what I charge, there's no hope for these guys. Who is lying? I mean, I do videos like this. My buddy from the Marines is 6'3" or 6'1" actually, but he's built like a fucking tank, like an Abrams tank. Mark the African silverback gorilla, another guy, thick, big arms, and both these guys, with Mark, I used to tell them, these are like big motherfuckers, and, Mark was like, you're not that small, you're my size too. I mean, and then we discussed this with my other buddy, and he was like, he's thick, but you're broad, and it's that simple. And it's not skinny. It's called, martial artist look, If some guy is really skinny, you can tell by his chest. Like my buddy from the Marines, again, he made that packed chest comment, and he was like, you can tell you look like you work out, You can tell you work out is what he said. And it is usually fat guys. I have never once had a professional athlete, a boxer, even a semi-professional boxer, a military guy, or anyone tell me any bullshit like, that you're spreading lies. In fact, my buddy, we talk pull-ups all the time, because Marines, pull-ups, right? And he was like, the way you do pull-ups is exactly the right way to do them. Now they do them, for them, form isn't so important as, getting the reps and all that. That's different. That's, functional. But he said it. And it ain't lies. I don't spread lies. I'm not, if I was a peddler, a snake oil salesman, like a certain BA, I'm not, because that video got banned. But he used to be the president. He was for 2 years, I believe. So glad Trump is back. But, then, you wouldn't even be listening to me. You're listening to me because I'm an honest motherfucker. I don't lie. I brag, yeah, but I don't lie. And I said, don't be humble, don't be nice. If you're nice, you'll get taken advantage of. If you're humble, you'll be fucking abused and walked over. Not as a woman. As a woman, it's completely different, because women, and no woman is humble anyway. You look around you, you see can you point out one woman that is humble? None. None. It could be, that's the psyop. Anyway, so None of these guys have said that I'm skinny. This is actually the body type everybody wants. Hey, motherfucker, you talk about me being skinny. You can't do squats in proper forms because of pre-existing injuries or whatever bullshit you keep spreading. You are not spreading because nobody listens to you. But I mean, everybody. Well, they do for comic unintended entertainment. Right, because it's very comical what you say. I listen. I mean, but nobody takes any of it seriously, and you know that. You guys know that, I should say, which is why y'all keep taking y'all's videos down and all that, because y'all know y'all look like a fucking fool. I mean, doing certain things, but you can't do squats in high reps. Show me a skinny guy that can do perfect squats in high reps. You want There's lean and mean. You think Clint Eastwood was skinny? You think Bruce Lee was skinny? I mean, yeah, there's people that think that. Then you're a fucking idiot, you know. Uh, then society's been sold the psyop of that you gotta have big arms in order. Hey, now you gotta have muscular arms. You gotta have some bicep. Yeah, you gotta have triceps so you can see, skinny means none of that. It's like, well, I can't show it, but this doesn't exist, that doesn't exist, and, but society has got this thing, oh, I gotta have big arms and a chest. Hell, I don't even train my chest, but, I have that, I do pull-ups, man, and I do a lot of leg training. That takes care of my chest. Um, and it's not the gym look, and it's not necessarily the thick look. And now boxers, it's different because boxing is dominated by black guys mostly, and those motherfuckers are thick trees by default, so you gotta be. But other than that, you don't have to. In real life, you look at the Greek gods, look at the ideal male physique. You won't see big arms anywhere. You'll see tone, you'll see lean muscle, you'll see sexy, X shapes, but you're not going to see the big arms and, this is the other garbage psyop that society has been fed, that, you got to have these big arms or you're skinny. Dude, and people, if you're, it's got nothing to do with that. And as far as looks, well, I think we addressed that. But how many pull-ups can you do? Yeah, it's skinny guys. If you were truly skinny, or I was, like you're saying, I peddle lies and all this other bullshit. To those people that I am, then you wouldn't be able to do one push-up, let alone a pull-up, because you wouldn't have any muscle, you wouldn't have any stamina, no endurance. You wouldn't look as young as I do. There was this lady the other day, and I think she's about 30 or so, which I'm always 13, but she's calling me young man, and yes, young man, and the guys around me are all looking at this like, because the guy around me, he just said, good morning, sir, and then here comes this lady, but she really didn't know. She really thought I was that, and she said it very politely and, not in a bad way, and people get so triggered that they say you look like a 13-year-old, then your customers buy that same fucking manual and they say that's not a bad thing, we want that ourselves. People get so triggered by people like me that they say, he doesn't settle down, he doesn't. Then they privately message me and say, I admire your nomadic lifestyle. Look, We all want to live forever, don't we? This is why I keep saying I don't believe in death, and I will live forever, and I've said that. This is why I smoke 2 packs of Marlboro Reds a day. I only smoke Reds, by the way. No others. I'm the Marlboro man, Because you know why? I was told, oh, the Marlboro man died of lung cancer. I was told 2 years ago I'm going to die of lung cancer. I'm going to get cancer, is what I was told. I was told I would die of liver cancer by 30. Or liver something. And I did more of it. I did more of all of it. Do something. Make your prophecy come true. But you can't. Instead, I just keep getting better and better and younger. So, my point, these people cope. Who doesn't want to look young? Who doesn't want to look sexy and slim? Who doesn't want to have all the girls in the world? Who doesn't want to be in a position where he can brag? Who? If you're saying you don't, and you have to be honest when you answer these questions. What lies? Me lie. Fucking every aspect of my life before I started doing these videos. Then we got banned and has been detailed on my websites in such graphic detail that if you just read, then, you'll understand. I'm doing it in video format now because I like to get things off of my chest. My beautiful, sexy chest, which they all love this one. This girl that stalked me, Annie, I've told you the story so many times. There were 2 Annies. One was, one was like, typical gaslighter. She'd set up a meeting, then she'd say, oh, I'm busy, I gotta cancel. And I'm like, the first time I gave her a chance. Second time she did that, I'm like, okay. And I already had a backup girl planned. So I went out with the backup girl, had fun. Come home, I see Miss Ann Lee waiting outside. Oh, I thought you would be at home. I'm like, honey, you don't need to be checking on me. You said you were busy. Fuck off. This is what girls will do. Then you had Annie at the hill. Literally, I had to change my workout time because she would show up at the exact fucking times I would work out. People say I rape girls. People say I hope you spend your life in jail in China for God knows what. Here you have girls stalking me. All I asked Annie, I helped her with pull-ups. Then all I asked her to do, and she had calluses, and her hands are actually my size. Nice, soft. Well, mine aren't soft. My feet are soft. But my hands are like, it's funny. I'm yin and yang. Yesterday, a guy, he looks at my hair, cigarette guy, and he says, you must be spending a fortune on your hair. And I say no. And he says, you don't go to a salon to get your hair washed, your head massage, and this and that. And I'm like, nah, I don't do any of that shit. Yeah, sometimes I'll get a head massage, foot massage, but generally at home. And, sometimes, yeah. But I prefer doing it at home. But my hair, even my last maid, she was like, I want to tie it in a ponytail. And I'm like, no. You're not tying it in any fucking ponytail. Ponytails are gay. They're feminine. I'm not a fucking pony. You're not going to grab me by my hair and toss me out of the fucking house. And by the way, there's a trick. A lot of people can grab your hair like this, but there's a trick. You can snap the attacker's arm. So long hair is not necessarily a disadvantage. If he or she grabs your hair by the back, I'll show you this in a video. You can snap the motherfucker's arm. And you can do it very easily. And I'll show you. But, because I've had it happen before. But, that was a gay instant. But, yeah. So, all I did with Annie, I showed her how to do pull-ups. Then I told her she's going to get calluses. And her hands are soft and this and that. And, of course, then this callus split out. It bled. And she's like, hey, my callus is bleeding. I'm like, well, I told you, And, she was wearing gloves before that. I said, don't be gay. Take your gloves off. I'm not going to show you how to do pull-ups with gloves. And then, And then, we were talking on WeChat and all that, and all I said was this one line: Annie, I have done 150 handstand push-ups today. Come give me a massage. That's all I said. Oh my God! And she's like, "Did you go to the hospital first?" And I'm like, "What hospital?" No, you need to go to the hospital. What hospital? Why should I go to a hospital? Like, well, you need to get tested for STD. And I'm like, what? I asked you for a fucking massage. I didn't ask you for sex. And then I blocked her, and she started to fucking stalk me and that story, and she sent me pictures of me with kisses painted on this area of my chest and my sexy hairy chest. Hey, and it's shaped very well. Even my last wife, she loved it, and uh, so you know. Why would I not brag about it, huh? Why would I not show it off? I mean, women show it off. Why wouldn't I? These motherfuckers that call you out for bragging and all that will never say a word against females. Um, but yeah, you guys say, I do this, do that, but where would be before? Yeah, lies. That is the sort of body everybody wants. Uh, Unless you're saying martial artists are stupid, unless you're saying, swimmers are skinny. Are swimmers skinny? I don't see swimmers with huge arms. I do see them with huge traps and lats, and I've shown you, there. You see it. Is this skinny? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not justifying. I mean, it's funny when I read these comments, and you can keep calling me up and call, stupid names like, well, not stupid, well, stupidly hilarious names. Karen Carpenter, Ariana Grande, who was it? Twiggy. I had to Google all these fuckers, and obviously, the guy saying it is a feminist and cock. So he's not even gonna call, he's gonna say a woman's name. Like, I don't care. Call me Miss Carpenter. On the other business, I call myself Miss this, Miss that, and take guys' money. How much more clearer? I use this. I mean, I actually did a post on this on the other business that this fat guy is calling me these names, and girls keep telling me I'm more beautiful than women anyway. That literally, I look at beautiful women walking down the road, man. I wrote it, and these days I feel nothing. I look at myself and I simp to myself quite literally because I'm so sexy and handsome. I mean, I had to psychoanalyze myself for like months. Like, how can I simp to myself? How can I literally, become? But I am. I mean, and this is why these girls, they didn't really psychoanalyze, but they kept saying, when I said that girl was beautiful, this was, and maybe she was, they would then tell me, and of course, women hate each other. Women will never praise each other. But, if a woman doesn't know the other woman, she won't necessarily mind. But she'll just be like, but your feet are so much more beautiful than hers. And I wasn't even praising her feet. I was praising her lovely calves. Then I praise her, and I say that again. I send Carol a video of my foot massage, I'm just lying there, I'm just, and she's like, sexy. And women love to surf, right, if you're that guy. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, the girl's kind of, and she's like, no, not the girl, you. That, I'm like, yeah, that. And this was years ago, and I've just gotten better and better. So now, I look at girls, and I'm like, I think, what? I am so sexy and handsome myself. I mean, what would I do with these girls? I mean, and maybe that's why I have so many of them, because what you run away from chases you, literally. You don't have to do a damn thing to get it. It just chases you. Autopilot, He's a misogynist, he's a rapist, he's a 13-year-old, he's this, he cope away. I mean, find one girl that'll say anything negative about me, I mean, unless it's lies. And, so it's not lies. And, it's what everybody wants. It's what you want. It's, I have yet to, all these people that say I spread lies, I have yet to know what lie have I spread. Feminism, I tell you the truth about it. My take on, I'm not into politics. I believe it's all, gay shit a certain country controls the West. We all know what that fucking country, who that country is. A certain country, and then there's Russia and China, and we all know no one gives two shits about India or what Indians think, or India is just a convenient scapegoat. It's neither here nor there, going nowhere. So but the only politician, and I don't even call him a politician, I follow, and I follow on Twitter and all, is Donald Trump, but not because he's president. Because he became president, but he's an interesting guy. Trump is, he thinks just like I do. Before that, I wasn't even, if you told me, in fact, the night Trump got elected, I was in class in China, I remember 2016, or I think so, and it was 8 o'clock in China, and it was obviously the results were being announced, and Bozo Schofield messages me with some memes, and I'm like, what? And he's like, Trump won. And I'm like, I didn't even know. I hadn't even followed Trump before then. Then he won, This is what, with men, you have to first put in years and years of hard work. You have to win. For a woman, you don't need to win. For a woman, by default, you're born, you have all this fucking value. I don't know why. But, because they can produce babies, I guess. But then, and you do need babies, especially you white people. But, men are needed for babies too. It takes two to tango. And, but the bottom line is this, that women in other areas have value. Like, let's be honest, if you're born as a female, you have value by default based upon your looks, okay? If you're born beautiful, nothing else matters. You have value. But a man could be born the most handsome. Like, I remember at the age of 18, this girl once, lady, Rita, I don't know, I can't, I still have her email. She's like, you're handsome, you're this, you're that, but your beautiful face is not going to bring you money. And she was right. I didn't fully understand it back then. And she liked me. She was like, Tom Cruise or, I don't think, Tom Cruise is that handsome. I don't think even fucking Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is a fucking cock. Who would sleep with Mike Tyson's, or, Mike Tyson was breaking up with his, whoever that was, girl. He goes behind Tyson's back. Tyson! That motherfucker is a killer. Only an idiot would go and mess with his girl, and Brad Pitt was literally begging Tyson, man, don't hit me in the face. You gotta hit me, because, he would lose his movie contracts. And Tyson, you gotta be crazy, even at his age right now. I think he's 60, 50, maybe. I wouldn't mess with Tyson, man. That motherfucker, that dude's a killer. Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, Jesus. You can tell by looking at a guy, I can look at a guy and I can instantly tell you if he's a simp, if he's a feminist, he's a cock, and, all of that. But back to being, I believe we've meshed both topics of lies and humility in pretty well. So answer the questions I posed for those people who keep saying this, lies, what lies, and this is what everyone wants. And I believe I've debunked the skinny myth, but you guys are still gonna, be fat. These guys saying it wear XXL clothing. They have man tits. They have lower ab fat. They have fat here, fat there. I got a different body type. No, we all have a different body type. You're just an idiot that doesn't want to work hard. Simple. And you want to criticize people that are way above you in the pecking order, like for example, David Goggins and, guys like that. It's not necessary. Well, no, it's not necessary to be a winner. Ultimately, you can keep losing. It's that simple. But that doesn't mean in every now a lot of influencers spread lies, yeah. And I keep getting emails. In fact, this lady Jessica, and she was really nice. Maybe I'll mention her company on the site. You guys can, other influencers can talk to her. But she was like, sent me 5 emails and genuine follow up emails from a person, not an AI bot. She was like, please, do you need supplement packs, this and that to sell on the site? And because you're a fitness influencer. And I'm like, no, ma'am, I don't need any of that. I mean, I don't use them. I don't advocate them because people, they get addicted to them. And you don't need them. It's a crutch. Now, I drink coffee. I smoke 35 cups of strong black coffee and 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Marlboro Reds are all you need. 1 meal a day. All you need. Brutal workouts. All you need. Most people don't want to do that. And you don't even have to smoke. You don't have to drink. You don't have to smoke and drink. Let me tell you once again, for you fucking idiots that say I promote smoking and drinking. No, I do it, but you don't have to. And I don't even advocate it. In fact, if you're fat and out of shape, you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't drink. I only started smoking. I used to smoke when I was young. Then I completely quit at the age of 24 because I was getting out of shape. But that had nothing to do with the cigarettes. But I used to smoke Camels back then. Remember Camels? Camel Light, not Light, the regular one. Camels. Ibao Loktol Yan. Anyway, that's a bit of Chinese for you. 1 pack of Camels. They had the soft packs, and I don't even know if they were fucking genuine because at that time in China, maybe some Chinese company made some Chinese cigarettes and sold them as that. China has they have pictures of monkeys and they put presidents' names on them, and with a bow tie, literally. And a girl I knew, I slept with, Annie, I believe it was Annie. Yeah, and she was good. The first thing she did was she cooked me a fantastic meal. I didn't even ask. And I was like, do I need to put the dishes in the sink? And because my feminist upbringing, she was like, no, you don't need to do that. You sit and relax and drink your beer. And she did all that. And anyway, she had that bear, black teddy bear. And I remember being offended, not a teddy bear, a monkey. And I'm not offended, but mildly I'm like, but Chinese are honest, that's racism is honest. Racism is open, it's honest. We're all fucking racist. It's that simple, The racist person is probably way more honest than some of these middle types that don't, that don't, admit what, they really want out of life. So keep losing, yeah, and there's no lies, friend. I don't peddle lies. I'm about as real as it fucking gets, and I'm not the guy that hides my body in XXL clothing. I don't sit here just to preen that I'm hubby porn star. Yeah, that's one reason. I like showing myself off. I mean, girls do it. Why the fuck can't I? I mean, I'm better than them, and I am. You can look at this. Anyway, girls say it and stuff, but that's one reason. The other reason is, so you can, because idiots will say, oh, but he's fat inside, he's this, he's that. Anyway, that's another reason. And back to the smoking, I only started back in 2023 again when I got to a certain level of unassailable fitness. At that point I knew I had earned it. And so then I did it. You gotta earn it first. I do not advocate smoking, drinking, any vice, even women, for men that is, until and unless you earn it. You have to do something. I mean, and working upon your body as a man is the most basic thing, most basic masculine thing. All right. You could, now a lot of guys with family money, they'll brag, oh, we paid these girls money, so I have. Dude, you're a fat loser. That's what it is. So you can't, it's not just about, I mean, your body, your physical health, basic masculine, sexy X shape. And the last thing, there's nothing inherently wrong with having big arms. If you want to lift weights, if here's the thing, these motherfuckers, big arms. You look at the pictures I have on the cover of my first book on pull ups, first book of handstand push ups. This one, this pose, I was fat back then, but I was also thick. People used to call me thick, because I was. And you're saying I sell lies? Hey, that was me back when I was thick, okay? And I did those things. Where is the lie? There's no lie. I was thick back then, but I call myself fat because I had fat issues. My ankle would swell up and all that. Let's be honest, I was fat. But I fixed it, and I wasn't happy with that body type. I like this body type. Sexy, this is me, natural. This is what my natural, I was never, my natural thing isn't to, some guys look good when they're big. If with me, it's either this or that. I'm so sexy and charming and intelligent and handsome right now. I'd still be charming and intelligent and all that if I was fat, but I'd lose the X factor. Now, there's Indian actors, a certain Kapoor, who was fat and extremely, patriarchal, and women respected him, and you could do that, but he didn't. But that X factor, he didn't, he had it when he was young, but that X factor for me, I would lose, and I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose the killer instinct. I don't want to lose, I lost it when I, got civilized for a period of years, and, I learn from that, live and learn. So there's no lies, huh? I mean, I've been on both ends of the fucking spectrum, bozo. All right, fat, skim, So where are the lies? To close this one off, neither one of our nothing, anything associated with me will never be a lie. It'll never, but you'll hear a lot of bragging, yeah. And you'll hear a lot of bragging, yeah. But that's that. And I believe we covered everything: lies, humility, and yeah. See y'all later.